Welcome back to Episode 6 of our podcast series on cross-cultural and global communication. I'm Yogesh, and I'm here with Lily. Today's focus is one of the most critical yet nuanced areas in global teams, building trust across cultures.
Hi, everyone. Trust sounds like such a universal concept, but once you're working across borders, you quickly learn that how people build and measure trust can vary dramatically.
That's right. In fact, trust has been studied deeply in intercultural management. There's even a concept from Aaron Meyer's work in the Culture Map that breaks trust into two categories: cognitive trust and affective trust.
Yes, cognitive trust is based on the head: competence, reliability, performance. Affective trust is based on the heart: emotional closeness, empathy, personal connection.
Exactly. And different cultures lean toward different styles. For example, Germany or the US might lean more on cognitive trust. Do you deliver results? Do you meet deadlines?
While Brazil, India, or China, for instance, might emphasize affective trust. Do we share personal stories? Have we eaten together? Do I feel emotionally connected to you?
Right. This distinction matters when you're managing a multicultural team or negotiating with a client overseas. Misreading how trust is built can erode relationships quickly.
Let's talk about some real-life examples. I worked with a European team where a leader kept pushing for fast results, but their Asian colleagues seemed hesitant. It wasn't resistance, it was a trust issue. They needed to feel relational alignment first.
I've seen that too. And it's not about being extroverted or introverted. It's about the trust-building rituals people value. In some cultures, business comes after rapport. In others, trust follows delivery.
So let's ask the big question. How do you build trust across these differing expectations?
Start by understanding your team's cultural styles. Ask, are we task-oriented or relationship-oriented? Then, try to blend both styles in your team rituals.
That's important. For example, if you're leading a global Zoom meeting, you might open with 5 minutes of small talk, personal check-ins, cultural greetings. That builds affective trust.
Then transition into the agenda with clear timelines and accountability. That reinforces cognitive trust. This dual-mode communication is essential.
Let's dive into how misalignment looks. In the US, someone might say, just be direct and efficient. In Japan, that might come off as cold or insensitive.
Exactly, or consider how feedback is given. In the Netherlands, directness is respected. It shows honesty. But in the Philippines, direct feedback can feel like public shaming.
So, to build trust, you must communicate feedback in culturally appropriate ways. That means knowing whether to be explicit or to read between the lines.
There's also the role of silence. In Western cultures, silence might signal discomfort, but in East Asian cultures, it can signal respect or thoughtful consideration.
Yes, I've seen Western colleagues jump in to fill silence, while others were just waiting for space to reflect. Misinterpreting silence can damage trust unnecessarily.
Let's talk about time and consistency. Trust takes time, and in cross-cultural settings, it takes even more patience. People may test your follow-through or watch how you handle conflict.
And consistency really matters. If you promise to follow up, do it. If you say you'll listen, really listen, especially in cultures where who you are matters as much as what you say.
There's also an element of personal disclosure. In some cultures, sharing personal stories deepens trust. In others, it may feel inappropriate in professional settings.
That's true. I've worked with Scandinavian colleagues who value privacy. They don't open up quickly, but once you gain their trust, it's rock solid.
So the message here is be observant, flexible, and respectful of others' trust languages.
Let's give our listeners a toolkit. What are some strategies to actively build trust across diverse cultures?
Here's a good 5-step approach. Know your audience. Map your team's cultural styles using frameworks like Hofstede or Aaron Meyer's work in the Culture Map. Balance cognitive and affective cues in all interactions. Honor cultural rituals. Include cultural greetings, shared rituals, or personal time as appropriate. Adapt your feedback style. Choose between direct or indirect methods depending on the context. And be transparent and follow through. Reliability is a universal trust builder.
I love that. And I'd add, be humble. Acknowledge when you make a cultural misstep. Apologize if needed. People trust you more when you own your learning curve.
Very true. Let's also note that building trust virtually is even harder. Without the hallway chats or lunch breaks, leaders must intentionally create connection spaces.
That could be digital coffee chats, cultural spotlights, or simply checking in one-on-one regularly.
And remember, trust is built in moments, not just milestones. Small gestures add up.
Beautifully said. So listeners, reflect on your own trust-building style. Are you relying on results alone, or are you investing in relationships too?
Thank you, Lily. Well said. And for our listeners, in our next episode, we'll unpack another challenge: navigating cultural norms in virtual meetings, especially across time zones and digital platforms. If you found this episode of Corporate Communication useful, don't forget to join us, leadershipacademy.tagbizsutra.com. Do share it with your friends and colleagues and leave your review. It's going to be practical and packed with tips. Until then, thank you for listening. Stay thoughtful, curious, and connected.